Hey, welcome to the Celtics pod here on CLNS. Bob Ryan is off. Jeff Goodman is here. The Celtics finally made a deal. When I saw on social media, Celtics make a deal, I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And then I read it and I went, oh, God.
Huge deal.
But I wonder, the money surprised me with this. But anyways, the details. Hernangomez goes for Bol Bol and Dozier, and it's a salary cap move, as they're saying, right? So I couldn't believe that.
By the way, Celtics fans, you're not going to like Bol Bol as much as you like Taco Fall. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Bol Bol, like Taco was like the greatest dude ever. Everybody loved him. Bol Bol, there's some kind of question marks. He's super talented, I guess is the right word, but yeah, he's not much of a player.
And so I couldn't believe that Hernangomez was making $6 million. I mean, that's a lot of money, I think, for him. But it's not about the deal. We know this deal is like whatever, right. But they're starting to, they want to clear some money. Is this the beginning of Brad retool? I'm not going to say breaking it up and starting over, but retooling the team.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to listen. You started that last offseason getting rid of Kemba, right? You did that, and it was a good move in a sense, but you still took Horford's contract back. Now, Horford's contract isn't nearly as lucrative as Kemba's was, and again, they could probably move him. It's only, I think, half of it's guaranteed for next year. So you got to try to get rid of Horford. Josh Richardson's the one other guy that's on the books for next year at a decent price. So again, not so easy to move. Schroeder's up after this year. Langford has some more money, but he's movable. All these guys are movable, right? And to me, you just want to clear as much as you can to put yourself in a situation that you can add a third guy and have I'm going to use the term loosely here with big three. This isn't Larry, Kevin, and Robert. Okay. But this version of a big three, because this version of a big three that includes Marcus Smart is not good enough. We know that Marcus Smart.
I mean, is Marcus gone?
Yeah. I think you've got to try to move Marcus. And again, like his contract isn't immovable, Gary, but it's not easy because again, you've got to be a team that understands the value of Marcus Smart and need that because you can't just give him the keys and say you're our point guard. We've seen that this year. That doesn't work for anything more than a middle of the road. Like you've got Marcus Smart as your point guard with 2 NBA All-Stars, and you can't get out of the playing game. So nobody's going to trade for Marcus Smart and think that he's more than he is right now. This is what he is. Robert Williams, to me, is still the guy that I think some people are probably intrigued with, and we're all intrigued with him. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm not intrigued with him. I just don't trust him. He's not consistent. You need trustworthy guys, and he's not that. So I feel like he's the one that you got to try to dangle, and maybe because somebody really likes Robert Williams, maybe you can unload another contract with Robert Williams. The key is going to be, can you unload Horford? Can you unload Marcus Smart? And if you can really, really empty the cupboard with everything not named Tatum and Jaylen Brown, all right, see what else you could. Listen, whatever else you bring in, Gary, I don't care. If you bring a third guy into that equation, a third all-star caliber player, I'm willing to say, you know what? Go, Brad, fill it out, because whatever you bring in, is it going to be that different than Aaron Nesmith, Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Josh Richardson? Can't you find those guys, Gary, is what I'm saying?
Of course. But I mean, look, Jeff, the thing that I find frustrating, why they're sticking with this process so long, and Brad, I'm not going to trade anybody just for the sake of trading somebody. Look, they had Kyrie. He was supposed to be part of that big three. Didn't work. He goes. Then they brought in Kemba. So everybody buys into your philosophy. Okay. So Kemba didn't work. So you got to go. So you got to go find that guy. Why they're waiting, why they're dilly-dallying. I don't know what's going on. And maybe I'm just being an impatient fan.
No, they're waiting because I think Brad understands that's your best bet to go from here to way up. He could get incrementally a little bit better if he makes a move now, but unless he clears all this space,
Right.
you're not going to be able to bring in another really good player.
I mean, can they get Beal? Is Beal out of, you're still big on Beal. Is that still a possibility?
Oh, I love him. I mean, I would have done Beal for Jalen, but
I know.
man, if you could ever bring in, I don't know if the money works, but if you could ever bring in Beal with Tatum and Jalen Brown, then I don't care. Fill out the roster, like I'm saying, fill out the roster with a bunch of minimum, guys and find some other dudes that like, you can find a couple older guys. I mean, listen, LaMarcus Aldridge right now, he was out and he's doing work right now for the Nets. Like, why can't you get a couple, like a guy like that, or even a Blake Griffin on the downside of his career, somebody like that. And then, you can get some other young guys. I mean, again, Aaron Nesmith, let's see what he can be. It's too early to judge Aaron Nesmith, but to me, again, I think you've got to, I actually agree with Brad's philosophy right now, rather than making a move midway through the year right now and getting a little better and getting to like 6th. And then saying, if we do that, that limits what we can do in terms of going after a really, really good player. I would say roll the dice, see if you can get that really good player and try to get rid of a lot of these other guys under contract. Roll the dice, see if you can do it. And if you can't, you can still do the same thing you do. You're not going anywhere anyway this year. No matter what you do to make yourself a little bit better,
Right.
You can get out of the play-in. Who gives a shit? You'll get killed in the first round.
Right. Okay. Fair enough, Jeff Goodman, man of reason. But if this is the same team next year, I
don't blame you.
This is where it's on Wick. If this is the same team next year, then it's on ownership. It's on ownership. It can't be.
Well, again, I get.
He's going out of his mind. Wick's got to be going out of his mind.
You would think. I mean, again, you would think so, because it's not that long ago that we thought this team would be competing for an NBA title. I mean, Milwaukee, yeah, they have Giannis. Obviously, he's at a higher level than Jason Tatum. They're both superstars. Milwaukee has Chris Middleton. They have Drew Holiday. They have really good pieces around Giannis. That's the key. The Pat Connaughtons of the world, right? Like, they got, the PJ Tucker, like, they've just got the right fit around them. And that's where I think Danny missed. And I'm not blaming it on Brad yet, because Brad has had a short time to be able to make moves. And I think Brad is so cerebral that he's not going to panic and make these crazy moves right away, even though he knows his team better than anybody. And he knows the league very well, because he's coached against all these guys for a long period of time now. So I trust Brad in a lot of ways with this, but I still want to see what he's still hampered. He's hindered by some of the moves that Danny made, because he doesn't have a lot of trade equity right now. There's not a lot there that he can move. So he's very limited right now, what he's able to do in this season. He's got to find ways to be creative, to clear some space, to hopefully make a run at somebody like a Bradley Beal or another star.
All right, Jeff, have a good week, bud. We'll talk to you.
Gary.